Now let's move on to the panel on the printer. Here you'll see a variety of options. We have copy, e-filing, scan, print, and fax. E-filing is something we actually do not deal with, so in this video I will not be discussing it. Faxing is capable, but right now I am unable to do that. This is something that you would need to go to Karen or go up to physics and ask them to help you out. Now, for copying, here you have a variety of options. You can choose from various trays. LD is the largest printer paper we have. LG is the second. And LT is the standard printer paper that we deal with. You also can tell it to print from bypass feed, zoom. As you see, we have a variety of options from original to various percentages. You can adjust this however you need. Photo zoom allows you to blow up a copy of a picture from a 3x5 or such to, an LD. Now, finishing. This is where we get to stapling and sorting. Now, normally it is set to non-sort and non-staple. So if you want your print job to sort into various copies, you have to actually go to sort. Now sometimes it will correct itself and go ahead and put it in sort. However, we have noticed that as often as it actually sorts it, it also groups it. And grouping is where, as I discussed in my previous video, it takes all the pages and prints all pages 1, all page 2, all page 3, and then you have to physically go in and sort them if you wish. You can also tell it to rotate sort in case you need to. What this does, it will turn the pages as it goes, so it's easier to just pick up and hand out to a class. Now, we also have various staples. We have front staple, which is top left corner, rear, and double staple, which is pretty cool. Now we come to various copying. Here we have 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 2-to-2, 2-to-1, and book. Now, 2-to-2 is if you have a double-sided page and you need to make a copy of that, you would place that in the upper tray, and then you would actually have to go in and select 2-to-2. Now, if you had multiple pages and you needed to put them on viewer, I would suggest putting them in the upper tray again and then hitting the 1-to-2 button, taking all the single pages and turning them into a double-sided piece of paper. 2-to-1 takes a double-sided and puts it to a one-sided. And book actually gives you some options here. You can have it read from left to right, left to left, right to left, and left to right. Right to right, excuse me. We also have what's called text photo. This allows various copying schemes. So if you have a document that has text and photographs on it and you need good quality, normally it's set up for text and photo, and that's normally what you need to leave it at. This is not something that you should be messing with, to be honest. Now, normally the color is set to black all the time. However, you can set it to full color or auto color, which is what I would suggest. You can also perform proof copies in case you're not sure about how something is going to look. If you hit proof copy, it'll give you a chance to see what it's going to look like. Now, scanning. Scanning is the third button on here. Below menu, So menu, copy, e-filing, scan. Scanning gives you a variety of options. Again, you have e-filing, you have file, email, USB, and WS Scan. For us, we deal with email and USB. However, from our experience, emailing is kind of problematic because the printer seems to malfunction when sending to a student email or a student work email. Therefore, we only recommend using email if you are sending a document to a professor, and even then, I would suggest scanning to a USB just in case. Now, we have various file formats: PDF, TIFF, XPS, Slim PDF, and JPEG. Now, USB. You can change the file name, the file format. Like I said, we have multiple options here. You can choose multi, which will take multiple documents and put it in a single folder. And then you also can choose single, which puts one document in one folder. Now, scan settings. This is something you need to pay attention to, because if you have something that you need in color, actually, it will not go to that automatically. You actually have to physically go in and change it. So you have full color, auto color. You can choose your various text. You can rotate it. Printed image, photo. Single, you can tell it's like, okay, I'm scanning one page, a book, or a tablet. And then auto. This is various sizes that you will be dealing with. You can also preview a print job. Preview allows you to look at each page as it goes through the printer. To reset the printer, you need to just hit function clear, and that will reset all the settings. Go back to copy every time you finish, because that is normally what the printer is set on. Now, I know some of you are always in a hurry, so when you may have made 50 copies of a document, but I've noticed that some of you tend to leave it. Guys, that's not a good idea. You always need to hit the function clear button, because we don't pay attention all the time. Sometimes, we're also rushing through and we needed one copy. Suddenly we were printing out 50 copies of a 20-page document, which is not what anybody wants. Now, for those of you that are printing to bypass tray, I know you've asked, where do we go? You go to job status. Anytime you print to the bypass tray, you'll need to come in here and load the paper. After you do that, a little screen will pop up that you just need to hit OK on. We'll go to job status. It'll list the jobs, and then you just hit start. Now, if by chance you have printed something but it has not come out yet, what I would suggest is to wait a couple minutes, see if it comes through. If it hasn't come through, I would go to job status. Sometimes jobs will back up in here, and you will have someone that's trying to print to the bypass tray, or a job that's been suspended. Now, if you find a job that's been suspended or printed to the bypass tray, I would suggest going back to the workroom, asking politely if anybody's printed anything and forgot about it. If no one has, just come back here, go to the job status, click on whatever the job is, and delete. Just delete the ones that clear up space so that everybody else can go. Don't go deleting a bunch of jobs. That's not a good idea.